子たちの記憶に流れる想いはかすかな希望を信じて歌い続ける近いし夢青き月は闇を巡り赤き夜に時は眠る永遠に天使たちの記憶に流れる想いはかすかな希望
you have for any other tournaments. This one is by far the best one, as you have said. This is casual boots, so we get to start out with all of the best things. We get to start with boots. That's the best part. And of course, you know, what makes boots infinitely better is we get a sword, which means that we don't have to stop our dashes for anything. We can just dash through everything, and plus we get a weapon, which is arguably actually one of the, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like, what is your opinion? Is this the best weapon? Outside
Well,
of
I like
tempered,
tempered
maybe?
sword a little more. Okay,
Yeah.
you know me too well.
Fair.
Yes, yes, this is in fact the best weapon.
Yeah, no more. Also, of course, a lot of people I think also been playing the main tournament stuff. This group's been kicked off. I think early this weekend. And one of the ones, of course, is standard boots, but it's not quite exactly like casual boots, right? You get a random starting weapon. Definitely not the same quality of life, in my opinion. I mean, maybe there's like what, a 10% chance or something. You get a sword, but like Berta Star or like Bomb Star, it's not quite the same as a
Exactly.
sword, as you may have guessed. Yes. But we're here. We're here to watch thalane versus Zaru face off against Casual Boost. So this is the first week of groups. I believe thalane came in the 7th seed. Zaru came in as the 10th seed, and based on the way that the groups work, we already have a glove. So are we going to employ the sub 5 escape tactic of skipping the back because we can just go back later with the glove?
I'm sure one of them will do it.
All right, that's the hope. Yeah.
Oh,
man, that's...
yeah.
thalane.
Thalane has to do it now because otherwise he can't sub 5 anymore.
I can't believe. Yeah, that's right. I think I remember him doing a map check. He's so while I do, so he was one of, it was a youth thalane in area, right, who did like the 10x escape or something like that competition, right? Way back in the day. Yeah. And thalane also put up some pretty good times, but it seems like with the extra map check, he's probably not going to be as avid, I guess. We're going for that sub 5 escape time, but still should be at least a sub should be pretty time.
Yeah, I don't understand why he does it. Like when you put out escape times with the map check, it's just embarrassing, honestly. They're just always 3 seconds worse.
Well, maybe this is his way of flexing. He's like, I can afford to waste 3 seconds, in trying to get information, and still be able to get like that sub 5 or really close to that 5 escape. I don't know, just a theory.
I respect the BM. Nothing wrong with a little BM.
Yeah. So let's see. Right, in terms of the actual tournament, so they had a whole season, right? In order to basically twice the number of sessions per season, the qualifiers, top 16 get in. So I think thalane and Zaru actually had quite different paths in order to get to qualification. We can talk about Zaru. Zaru, I believe his final number was 11 total games played out of the 100. He did end up getting a +7 record, which, by the way, the cutoff this year was pretty ridiculous. It was almost 1700, which +7 record I think was pretty was actually looking pretty on the borderline, but luckily I think Zaru made it. Thalane, on the other hand, I think due to some just IRL circumstances, he was not able to kind of take full advantage of the whole season. And so he was only kind of able to play for part of it, but he managed to get his 10 games in. And as luck would have it, so we had the entire season qualifiers, we had 2 ties. One of them was actually a rematch from yourself versus P-Train yesterday, and then today, as fortune would smile, we had the other tie between yourself and Thalane here. And I think because Thalane was on the he was a lower seed at the time, right? So based on the points, I think you lost 3 points and Thalane gained 3 points, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And so I think really like that +3 really did help Thalane like basically secure his spots, in the top 16. Like, I don't really know what would have happened, if either Thalane had like lost or something else like that. But I mean, it's just like, especially towards so late at the end of the season, it's just so much pressure. Rando, just because you are the quote unquote like better player does not guarantee you will win, right? Because it's random. What did Blaine say? Something like 15-20% of the time, if you're the better player, you're still just gonna lose because of rando. So like it certainly I think it was quite beneficial for Thalane for him to be a participant in the other time. And there wasn't even a ball in there.
Yeah, true. Wow. I mean, I learned from my first tie that it's a bad idea to do bow landless because you just throw away a free win.
Okay. Oh, by the way, we did find a lamp. That was it wasn't quite the second item we found, but we found some bombs earlier, which always nice for cat kill, etc. But so the lamp is kind of interesting, right? Obviously we get a free lamp.
Lamp now.
Yeah. True. Now we actually don't know if this is the pseudo lamp, or the free one that we get all through escape, or if this is the real one because we ended up picking it up earlier. So. Alright, but looks like though, at least Thalane is not going to skip the back of escape. Honestly, with that loadout, he probably could have. Honestly, I mean, I guess
Sarah, it's your chance to win the race. Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
It's not skipping.
Actually, so did you see the map by chance? I want to say we did not see the map. We saw a small key, and I don't remember what else was in the cell.
I saw a lamp.
Yes, I saw a lamp, and you know what? Thalane is counting.
Lamp.
Yeah, this is awesome. So I actually believe that Thalane, even if he does do a map check, he is forgiven. Assuming that last item is actually the map and not, something not the map, because if it's the map, it would be pretty bad.
Right. Maybe Zaru will show us. Yep.
All right. Well,
very nice job, Thalane.
Yeah. Thank you, Zaru, for the to confirm that it was indeed the map, which means Thalane is certainly very much paying attention, which is really great to see.
Yeah. It's just Zaru's BM. Thalane map check for BM, and now Zaru had the +1 collection rate. So it's just a back and forth. Who is the more disrespectful player? We'll find out.
Alright, looks like actually Thalane's gonna go. So this is a pretty normal route. Did you happen to see what was on Lumberjack by chance?
I was gonna pay attention when Zaru does it, but apparently.
Apparently Zaru is gonna cut a little corner here. Not gonna quite check Lumberjack. I was actually just about to say like. This, this going up to Lumberjack, checking resources, tree pulls, bush guards is pretty standard, I guess, in casual boots. But, you don't get to top 16 without maybe taking a bit more of a creative liberty sometimes with the routes.
Yes, it's objectively right to skip things sometimes.
I
even if the game
agree.
made you.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Oh, by the way, skipping up everything, Blade. So I think I've seen him do some stuff like this in some of his other casual boots playthroughs. Is that he won't go to Kakariko immediately, and there's certainly a good amount of merit. We don't have a bottle, we don't have a flute, so maybe if you find one of those things, save yourself an extra trip. Especially and this is one thing I didn't understand because we're still using Sahabot here in order to generate these invitational bracket or whatever groups matches versus Lazy Kid. So I don't really know why we have to kind of like go out of our way in order to go get a bottle, for Sick Kid. It's not like he has, he has relinquished power here.
True. Sickhead can't have anything, and the Sauerbot makes it. That's right.
Yeah.
It's no more bites. But yeah, between like going. Oh, Zaru found the mirror, so.
Yeah, that's
that makes Cack first already a little bit better because you can delete the block in the dam and save yourself a re-entry.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I totally forgot about that.
Let's see if thalane can make up. Oh, nice slow dash. Let's see if thalane can make up for it by finding either a bottle or the flute.
By the way, Zaru also found 300 rupees in Kakariko too. Thalane is still a bit poor, right? This is maybe one of those other reasons to delay South Shore, right? At least, yeah.
Yeah, personally, I like doing Cack first just so I have Zora money. And it looks like Zaru will have enough because Mini Moldom Cave also had another 300.
Yeah, and Thalane, even though he does have a, oh man, Jem, when do you farm money here? Like how close do you have to be to 500 in order to farm?
I think I don't want to be closer than this.
I mean, this is certainly, it's not even over the 400 mark. But I'm, it's like you find, let's say 50 rupees here, right? Like, is that close enough for you? Maybe not.
Probably.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe.
I do
okay.
It, yeah, but it's a very how I feel in the moment thing, I think.
Very, very fair. I mean, it's in honestly all of the stream transitions, all of the picking up pots. I mean, it's like everything might be going. It just feel, I don't know. It's much longer than you might anticipate. Alright, that looks like maybe, so actually, I don't know if Thalane checks Zoralech here. I don't know if he's a Zoralech checker, versus, we'll just go do Waterfall versus, go to Hobo, whatever. By the way, talking about the bottle, looks like Zaru picked one up. Yeah, and so I guess we're gonna go straight back to Sikid.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay, and Thalane did not check the Zoralech.
Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna do some out of logic Hobo check. I mean, Hobo, for the record, is a pretty terrible check. Like, it seems like most people don't like to do it, or they do it super late. See, exactly. Why waste our time? Sick Kid does not have anything here in race time land.
Should have known, honestly. Oh, Thalane's starting Link's house again.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, he has not been to Kakariko, right?
Oh yeah. I guess the plan is to save and quit out of blind so that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh okay. Oh yeah. I guess yeah. That's true because he's already done all the North stuff. Right? He's done Lost Woods and then he's done all of or most of the water stuff. So yeah, I guess there's nothing else here. We're gonna get a simultaneous race game check. You know what? That's a pretty important race game. I know.
Yeah,
we are. So, what do you think our Dark World access is going to be? Do you think it's going to be Aga, or do you think it's going to be a glove?
No, we already have that lamp, right? So
yes,
Aga is looking pretty likely.
So, I'm really hoping that we find a hook shot before if it's going to be an Aga seed, because why waste the opportunity in Aga Tower, and if you're not going to bring a hookshot with you, honestly.
Oh yes, I big time agree. Every Aga that you don't have a hookshot is just a squandered Hall of Fame attempt.
Can you imagine all those people who run NMG, like how they can get there without a hookshot? And they just have to like suffer every single time.
The mental damage.
It is.
As if Aga didn't inflict enough already.
I know, exactly. You basically like go through the entire thing, and it's if only there was a way. In this case, if only there was a way, basically, to speed things up. So Thalane right now and Zaru are kind of doing like the checks that each other have done. They're kind of like swapping places. But like, so what else is left? Where would you go after this?
Well, you can either go to Sarsula and like Bulbous East, I guess, or you do Kara, which is pendant. But Eastern you can't clear, so I don't know. Both kind of suck.
Oh, yeah. Well, so Hera's green pendant, for what it's worth, does that like further entice you? Like, so you can turn in your green pendant to Saha? Like, if
Yeah,
you and then you would
it's like yeah, it can be like pseudo efficient, but really you'd rather just never do a pendant.
Okay, that's very fair. Sometimes the game is not always that nice to you, I guess. You know, like I think did you have like so I think you and P-Train yesterday both decided to do Pendant Helma, which had your required Ether Medallion, which is a pretty terrible decision, honestly. So yeah, the game does not always have to be very nice to the runners. It looks like Thalane is actually a bit more maybe conscious. I don't think he knows about the 300 obviously yet in Blindside, but
I sure hope he doesn't know.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Thalane to come back. You know, bring back some classic Thalane strats, right? Because we're here in Blindside. You know, he wants Zoro money, not get 300. He's farmed 1 rupee at a time. That's what I want to see out of Thalane. Sadly, he's going to be never gonna see that.
Honestly, I want to see it too.
Yeah. No, we did. Oh, okay. You know what? So thanks to our other bot helpers, the trackers, because I didn't even realize we had bombos coming out of Kakariko as well. So because we got Quake in Escape, right? And then we got bombos here. So yeah, and we of course have that really nice sword, so we don't have to worry about being able to use a medallion. Always kind of one of those things that I guess maybe we play casual boost for. Or you see casual for too long, you forget that the sword is kind of a requirement to use a medallion. But you know, we have a sword for this. So.
That's the trauma of piloting. That's spoiler speaking, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, maybe just a little. But you know, it's one of those lessons where you just hope that you don't, you know, enforce on your runner more than 5 or 6 or 10 times. You know. Before they start to, you know, help basically, give you reminders.
Nothing on Zoro, so...
Yeah, alright, so it looks like at least Thalane is saved for the time being. You know, like any time where, there's always going to be a trade-off, right? Anytime you don't do a check, it's kind of like there, maybe like in your mind, or maybe it's not in your mind, who knows? But, but if you never end up going back to it, then you just save that time, right? So...
Yeah, so Zaru's gonna... They skipped the dam the first time, so I assume their plan from the start was to do dam into Agana afterwards.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Actually, that's actually a really good observation. I didn't even notice that. Just kind of assumed that he would have come over here, but yeah, the fact that it's not open means you're 100% correct. And yeah, I think Agina... Oh, hey look, we have a shovel.
Nice, I like that item.
Yeah, I think... Oh, we have Darkhold map checks.
Ooh, Pendant Swamp.
Ooh. Yeah. So how good is the Lane's hovering?
It's good enough to skip the hookshot.
Okay, that's good. I actually don't know how good Zoro's hovering is. I don't know if he is even a hover. I don't know if he's a bouncer or anything like that. Hello, fake boots. You don't even know they're boots. That's just how like maligned they are in this bot's version of the game, right? We really want lazy kid back. We like those better.
Yeah, the sick kid.
Yeah, but it looks like, man, so Thalane is really going to... I guess we don't have any other options here, right? Than just in terms of the mountain stuff, right? So Thalane actually, no Spec Rock Cave inside. He got the shovel from on top, and then I guess he wants to beat the dungeon. He doesn't have any other options than just to do the basement.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he just insists on beating the dungeon, because like he didn't even check Spec Rock Cave inside. So if the hammer is just sitting there, he, might not have to clear this sentence. So that's interesting.
Well,
maybe he just knows his game and knows that it always does the worst thing. So
it's
why
very
even
possible.
check inside Spec Rock?
Yeah, and I will say like Thalane sometimes his routing has been actually very it's been very on point. Like it's been maybe not necessarily the most traditional, but I think one of the first just for some context, Thalane was actually quite the avid player, maybe I want to say like 2018, 2019, maybe 2020, and then he maybe took a little bit of a break and kind of came back. And so when he kind of first came back, one of the earlier seasons he did, like, well, the first things he did in Dark World was high cape into pyramid into catfish, like, and then he just found progression there. You know, it was just like amazing. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that from people, and so the fact that he's even here, top 16 with nine games, like one tie, like. Dude. Why should we ever question Thalane's decision?
Yeah, clearly he knows what he's doing.
Oh man. So I guess forget all that stuff about hovering. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah, but he might have not even needed that item. Honestly, that was just a time waste coming here. As if Hammer is just sitting in Eastern.
Yeah. True. Or it's on the shovel spot, right?
Yeah, or actually, we have a bug net and a bottle, so it may as well just be on Eastern Mountain.
Oh, dude.
Just hover over there.
That would be amazing, dude. So as soon as Thalane gets out of Hera, we let's see in this case if he's going to do so. It is a red potion, I guess, for what it's worth, but there is no shortage of damage sources here on Death Mountain. So talk about NMG, by the way. This is one of the quote-unquote most classic fights that an NMG runner can face. Maybe not with Blue Mail per se, but about this offensive loadout is not maybe the best, but it is certainly one of the most often encountered.
Tell me about another classic NMG fight, Kemos.
I just like the seed that we restreamed yesterday between you and featuring. There was no. It was also a pendant desert, and I don't believe that the bow was very readily available. Sadly, I'm thinking that it might not happen this seed either. Honestly, which I guess the good news about the Invitational is that there are plenty more opportunities for it to happen.
I believe. Somebody will do it at some point. Sure.
Alright, so it looks like Zaru is kind of following. Yeah, he's following suit, at least for Lane. So it's gonna be, it'll make him feel better, right? We may or may not know in this case if the hook shot is necessary. Certainly kind of maybe indicating that it is, at least in order to get over here, logically. But yeah, again, we don't actually kind of know in this case, like, what Zaru's endgame Moldering 2 abilities.
Oh, there's the Aga access.
Yeah, we got a tougher sword.
Not quite, but it's still a nice upgrade.
I mean, it's one step closer to tempered, Which, how would you argue with that? So.
That basically means it's tempered, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god! Alright, well then. Well, we got tempered. So just like that, the game is like ultra playable. It's like the playable version of Cash and Boots, even yes. More playable with tempered sword. Yeah, but I mean, just in terms of like, obviously it would have been kind of nice to have tempered, right? From Voldorn, the 2 sword difference certainly would. I guess I don't know if the still would have been knocked off, but. It's just like with platinum sword or whatever. I don't think that would have helped Zaru on at that point. So I was just saying, yeah, like the higher the sword, the lesser chance, I guess, of you getting knocked off. But still, it's sometimes he just doesn't cooperate.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have no chance because the dorm decided you fall.
Yeah. Oh! Okay, alright.
That worked out?
We did
it. Thalane, yep. I figured.
Alright. Thalane is so actually what does he have left? He has Agina. And he has I guess all of like the Eastern stuff, right?
Yes, including a screen pendant turn in.
Oh right. Okay. Well, it is I guess a Crystal Eastern, so yeah, alright, okay.
You'd rather have the bow for it, I understand.
Yeah, but and I don't know, like, what is your experience, or like, what is your, I guess, Aga tolerance / radar? Like, is this a strong enough signal for you to go to Aga over?
Oh yeah, for sure. I can understand this.
Okay.
I mean, maybe personally I would check Sarswala and the Green Pendant first, but like this is definitely very reasonable to just go now.
Okay.
After all, you can go to Pod and then get Sarswala on the way with the mirror.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. This is a really good. See, this is. It's probably the reason why you run a lot of casual boots. Yeah, no, that's actually a really like good. Like it's very. That's very efficient. And plus now you also do get an extra I guess like Dark World entry point. Maybe slightly. It could be slightly more convenient than like the normal, whatever like pipe cave entrance. But you can only really use that if you have a hammer, which kind of seems a bit elusive at this point, so...
Hammer would be nice.
Yeah.
Actually, who knows? Maybe we missed Lumberjacks. Maybe like something good is on there.
True.
That's why he's rushing Ag at the moment he gets.
That's a great point.
Access.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. And Zaru didn't check. So this actually maybe could be a bit more of a difference than initially anticipated.
yeah.
By the way, when did thalane pick up that boomerang? I mean, Zaru also has it, but I mean, like talk about like NMG stuff. That is one of the best things to have. Oh, dude, we have a hook shot. You think he's gonna do it?
He better.
Can we get a ban?
Honestly.
Can we get a ban on ladder if this doesn't help?
I will talk to Doka about it.
Okay, alright. Or Eri. Oh, look at that. Oh, he even did a right side too.
Respectable.
Yeah, very valiant effort. Based on I believe Humbug's group reveal yesterday, right? Humbug actually, first obviously first group in the main tournament seed, did attempt or get a world record or new world record for the right side. I think the lane's maybe going after that. Really cool to see.
Oh, actually terrifies it. If you scroll up a bit higher.
Oh really? Wait, really? Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's like at the torch. Wow, that's actually insane. How far
oh my gosh, dude. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that then. I certainly want to give props to Telegar for this. By the way, I also did forget about the Shovel Check as well. Definitely that he also decided to not do.
Honestly, I believe the reason why thalane rushed Aga is so he could have an attempt at the Hall of Fame.
True. You know what? That is actually a very, very very valid reason. Oh
right.
man!
If you want to do Aga.
Yeah, if the Temper Sword indicator wasn't strong enough, maybe that cape would kind of push, Zaru in the Aga direction. Now, I guess for what it's worth, right, there is another logical check that's opened up by Bumper Cave, or sorry, by the cape, which is Bumper Cave. So it may or may not actually be, logically required still. Oh, speaking of Aga Hall of Fame, hi Eri, welcome. Hope you had a good NMG stream. We saw.
Eri,
I don't know if yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, you were gonna say.
Oh no, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know how much you caught about this early stream. You just missed the lane's right side Aga Hall of Temp thing. So.
But he didn't get world record, so
he
really
did not.
missed nothing.
So it has to be next time. All right, looks like Zaru's gonna skip out. So Zaru made a quick check, as you had suggested. Turn in Green Pendant Saha and go check his 3 items in the back. Got some nice safeties, I guess, but does not actually look like it was any. There wasn't anything else that could have gotten us more stuff before. I guess we're going over to Aga. So. By the way,
we don't want to touch. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! I was just gonna say we are here in a we're here in Catfish on one side.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, honestly. No, so he skipped out on Zora earlier, so that's probably why.
Oh, true. That's a great point.
He prioritizes this.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point because we have the mirror, as you pointed out earlier. We can be pretty efficient now. Kind of going back over to some of the light world locations. When we're basically exploring out the dark world, for example, like with Saha and Kiki and Quad and all that stuff. So.
Oh, somebody in chat pointing out that Zaru's MSU is the bloodstained MSU pack.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if we necessarily had any knowledge on it, so thank you. It is actually a really good MSU pack. So. we may or may not have been, you know, there were a good number of reasons to use Zaru's audio. For those of you who might be more frequent listeners of Thalane's stream, for when he plays Rando, for some reason, he only has the game audio noises, like the sound effects, appear on stream and not to like himself. So he actually, so when he plays, he doesn't actually hear like sword slashes or like you know, or like clings or anything like that. That would also include whenever he is low on damage, and for some reason, he enjoys having the ultra heartbeats, and sometimes it could be a bit much. So so far, I don't think the lane has actually taken very much damage, though, which, you know, it's certainly a good thing. You know, very well protected with blue mail.
Is he gonna do Tomb Raider?
Oh, that would be awesome. Man, Zara with some really nice knowledge, game knowledge, by the way, using the ice rod to kill off a green guard or a blue guard. Now, is Zara gonna also do the Aga Hall of Fame? See how far he can get. Pretty good, yeah. I do like the attempts.
Solid attempt, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the important part is that both Thalane and Zaru has in this case attempt, you know, the Aga Hall of Fame. You know, make their entry into it. It would be quite a shame to waste that shot.
Exactly. You can't blame somebody for not getting the best attempt, but it's making the attempt that counts.
Yeah, exactly. You don't always have to get, you know, world record, you know, or anything like that, but you just gotta get your spot, you know, on record. I also have no idea, by the way, how many blue balls there were. It didn't seem like that many, given, I guess, how far or how fast Lane made it out of there. But I guess we'll get a confirmation on Zaru's side. And I guess maybe this is also one of those opportunities on the Lane's side. If there was actually something at Lumberjack, this is a great opportunity to go get it.
Yeah, and if there's something on Bumper Cave, this is a great opportunity to not get it.
Yep.
But he got bailed out. Doesn't get punished for not checking the dig spot.
Yeah. Alright, well, so Thalane after Aga, or well, not immediately, you know, coming over to Skull Woods, he did make a quote-unquote quick detour over to Catfish. But we are here in the, what, arguably one of the more lucrative areas, I guess, in Dark World, according to some people.
Well, as we pointed out earlier, this is SARS or what, so
yeah,
the chance of anything being here is pretty dang low.
I mean, we just found a compass in the easiest room of the game, so already, you know, showing the appropriate amount of value here in Skull Woods. Zaru also
it's about expected.
Yeah. Is he also doing Catfish, or he's just coming over? Okay, he's just
coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he already did Zora, so he only really has the fish over there, and I mean, who would want to do that,
exactly. Right? Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Oh right, we did get a map check earlier from both Zaru and Thalane. Yeah, that this is a Skull Woods is also 5/6 crystal. So obviously we have no fire rod, so we can't finish it. We're just gonna hope that in this case there's gonna be some value. We found a compass, a small key, a big key, a small key. Yeah. Two more checks to go. Map, yep. Perfect. This is
That's as far as I know.
Yeah, this is maybe within expectation, which, you know, but you know, it only takes one check, which we at least found one item. That is the important part.
So we found Dunka's unreasonable love for this dungeon. That's what we found. Wasn't even sync part, you know, just a regular old heart container. Although, granted, you know, it's not like they're on, you know, I mean, this is more like comfy spoiler log level, you know, as opposed to, you know, rando, you know, casual boots, like, you know, even like mid-game. Okay, alright, Village Valcast is just, look at that. One check in C-Shape House has all the value of skull puts. It's like so efficient being here. Okay, alright, so Zara's gonna give us a check, or confirmation of whatever here is in Lumberjack that the lane decided to not go pick up. Ooh, the bind check I respected. Oh, hammer.
Yeah, that's really nice. See, Village Broadcast. Oh, so you know that means we can actually just go into Thieves Town, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just not worry about the big chest, which of course means that nothing will be in the big chest this time.
Yeah. You gotta be careful about getting out of the big chest room sometimes, like there are a lot of pegs and, holes, and you gotta make sure that, you don't
and the
fall
barriers.
in. Yeah, it's a really dangerous place down there. Honestly, it would be actually just really great if the small key was self-locking, and then we just never have to go over there.
That's true.
I guess in this situation, like, would you always check the surrounding 3 checks around the Thieves Town before going in if you didn't have the hammer?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, for this reason, because if the hammer is there and you leave something bad in the big chest, you just feel stupid. And possibly through the game. So.
Oh, that would be not so good. Yeah, I mean, we're only like half hour in, and this is probably not the best time to start, I guess, like really taking on, I guess, like the mental damage per se. You still have a lot of game potentially left to play, right? So.
Oh yeah.
We did find flippers, by the way, early in the second chest of Thieves Town, not the ambush chest or whatever it is. So. Okay,
isn't that great? Now we can combo Hype Cave straight into Pendant Swan.
Yeah. Right, maybe we should put the flippers back. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, return them along with the hook shot. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah, that's
we already got the hammer from it.
That's true. Actually, what did we get in Dark Death? In Paradise? Did we get anything? Oh, we got. You know what? We got 2 swords. That's at least enough value. That's probably the extent of the value for shot. That's fine.
Yeah, but what if you use the bugnet to hover to east of mountain, get the birds, and then found mids in pods, so you never would have had to get the hookshot.
Oh my gosh. You think Sahada would be that nice? That would be like a really entertaining restream scene, honestly.
Oh yeah. Probably a lot worse than just getting hookshot, but it would be very good content.
I mean, this is the Invitational, right? When else are you gonna get this kind of, this type of caliber, players be able to actually follow through on this type of execution?
That's true. That's true.
We are suddenly very healthy, by the way, coming into Thieves Town. So we found Sandcart in the attic. I think we also found I don't know. Suddenly, Thalane's health is like ballooned.
Yeah.
So I guess we're super safe now at this point.
Yeah, there's 1 in Sea House, and I guess there must be 2 more in Thieves Town.
Yeah, must have. Yeah, one. Maybe there's another one just in the front 4 that I just completely forgot about. So. All of these heart containers for a while, just after they just kind of blend together. Did we get the map, by the way? Or I guess it's 50-50, is that maybe? And we found the compass.
Yeah, I think we only found the compass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of being healthy.
Yeah, so at this point I'm pretty sure Thalane thinks that he is invincible. Just like, once you think you're invincible, do you see like the fact he took no damage, he took no falls, he took no hits from from anything in those areas? Yeah, that's
yes. He believes he can do anything.
Yeah.
He just needs to be careful that he doesn't ram his face into cold stare too hard, thinking he can't die.
That's fair. Yeah, I was gonna say a fun fact though. I guess about Thalane is especially in like spoilers, like he and Gerdo participated in the pilot spoiler tournament, and one of every I would say like runner has their quote unquote like comfort item. So like I think for like it could be like a bug net, it could be like like a bottle of the potion or or something like that. Basically something that makes you feel like this is a really good safety for me to have. So for Thalane, it is armor. Like I'm pretty sure that's his like #1 requested safety item for his pilot to go find him. So really nice to see that in this case he has red mail.
Yes, he feels very comfy.
Yeah, red mail. Is it 10 hearts? 9 hearts? I don't know. It's one of those really high numbers.
It looks like that.
Okay.
But I can't actually count this half hour, so I don't know.
I know it's just too high. It's actually one of those times where, at least for me, it's like it's easier to have 11 hearts because then because it's 10 hearts per row, right? So then you like if you have a separate one, right? Like a second row, it's automatically like 10. Look at that second dig. Yeah, not worth it.
Doesn't want that, please. Yeah. That's how we can tell he feels very safe.
Alright. Always check by 5s. Gotcha.
Yeah, but that means you have to count to 5. And not everybody can do that.
We need a compass for our
Please.
harpooners.
Cut us some slack, Ari.
Alright, so the good news is that we did find the hammer. We also found a vanilla flute. That's cool. I guess we're, well, no, we can't even run straight back over it because we have, oh no, I guess we can. We have, I was gonna say we don't have mitts, but we have a mirror, so I guess we can just run straight back over and activate it. But it looks like Thalane wants to stay in Dark World at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I guess he just wants to finish the route too. No, never mind.
Oh, I guess we're just moving our portal very slightly. Maybe?
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
I'm excited to
guess...
find out this plan.
Yeah.
This is gonna be big brain, I believe.
Oh, see, look at, talk about big brain. You know, Thalane actually remembers this is he's already beat Naga, so he needs that spin speed in order to get through that screen. Like, man, I just thought he was doing spin speed because he just wanted to, you know, to go fast, but it turns out actually it's kind of sort of necessary.
I think he might have also just wanted to go fast.
That's also true too. Worked out really well.
Yeah, very well played, Thalane.
Alright, there is red mail, red scales, I guess, for Zara. I'm actually not sure what his sprite is.
Looks like a dragon. Maybe?
Yeah, some sort of dragon. Yeah, I know that Zara's like avatar, I think is dragon based. But I guess I don't know like specifically like what this is from.
Maybe somebody in chat knows. There's always smart people in chat.
Alright, we have...
Okay, we have... Yeah, all of them. All the medallions, so we don't even need to check.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we have a fire rod, and we got ether, we got powder, like, all, I guess, like very, I don't know, convenient things that...
Yeah.
So actually,
all good reasons to delay swamp, but I mean, we can still just go to swamp.
I guess that's where the lane is going. So I had two questions, right? So one is what else? What else at this point do we kind of need for go mode? But also two, like where would you kind of go? I guess after this, right? So you do have Eastern and Pod completely open, except that you cannot finish those dungeons, right? So like, what would you do in this situation, John?
Well, we can get one item from the back of Scoreboards, and we also unlock the Pyramid Ferry by beating it. So you could try those, but yeah, it's only 3 checks, so just going into Swamp while you're here is, I mean, very reasonable, I think.
You're on the same, yeah, okay, right, because you're already in the Dark World. You just did Hype Cave, and yeah, like, why waste the, I guess, the Dark World entry?
Yeah, pretty much. It just you might prefer Scoreboards because the last item is essentially free because it's on Moth, probably, or otherwise it's gonna be in the Bridge chest. You know, if that's mids, then going into Swamp here is very unfortunate.
That is true, because I guess, like, right, so what do we need? So we definitely need mids. That's gonna unlock the last 3 dungeons for us, right? Ice, Mire, and Turtle Rock, among, of course, many other things. And then I guess we need a bow?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So if we find a bow soon, that'll be mid-score mode. Which is
which is
very,
super,
very nice.
super nice, yeah. Would you be tempted at all to do a quick powder check before hopping in? I guess it's still like like you have to mirror. Yeah, I guess it's still like 2 mirror transitions versus like going into swamp and like running all the way in order to do powder and stuff.
Well, the mirror transitions are like sort of free, I guess, if you just leave the portal in front of swamp. Because you need to mirror the light world anyway, right?
Man, that's such good thinking. Yeah, dude, this is why you're a really good runner. You can think of all these like little optimizations that can basically just get you free checks. Yeah. By the way, speaking of not free, Thalane found the gold sword in the compass chest. I hope he's okay. Going to this Argus fight.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't die. I'm actually a little worried now.
Maybe
he picked up the heart. That's,
okay.
That relieves me.
I was gonna say, or maybe he'll just find, like the mitts and bow back here, in those flooded chests, but turns out that's actually not the case, so...
Yeah, true. Now he has to go to the boss. But yeah, Swamp, so far, hasn't been great, so... Zaru might be able to make up a lot of time. He just goes to Scarwoods, for example, or maybe Port, or... Basically not Swamp.
Yeah, well, I guess there's also left side too, right? The lane certainly just went straight to the back, and what did we find them at? It looks like Zaru's gonna go into Swamp here.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
we're just gonna.
very good for the lane.
Yeah, we're just gonna trade spaces here. I guess, so another question is going to be, at least for Zaru, is going to be, like, if he's going to do left side, immediately. I don't know, like, does the, if I do left side immediately, in one go, like, change, I guess? Like, if it's a pendant dungeon versus, I don't know, versus a crystal?
I guess it depends on the runner. I think I've seen people prefer left side over the back in pendant swamp, but... at least I personally maintain that it's best to go to the back first if you don't have the big key.
Okay.
Which Thalane did, and he found the big key in the back, so... Yay.
Yeah. So it certainly worked out.
It's good, man.
Alright, okay, so we do have another opinion voice in chat, yes, from Data. It's, let's see, he does left side with mitts, no, but without yes. Alright, I think that's very fair. And I guess there's always, I don't know how much of a meme it is. There's always a, blank in Swamp, right? We already defined our sword. There's probably mitts in here. You know what? There are mitts in here. Oh my gosh, dude. Man, that is...
Watch how easily he skips left side Swamp. I'm so proud of him right now.
I'm just amazed at the routing decisions both actually made by both. Like, so I mean, while it seems like Thalane's getting a lot of credit, right, for all these round decisions, it just happens to be that he has made them, slightly earlier than Zaru, right? But I mean, Zaru's followed the entire, basically like the same set of decisions, right? He went into Pendant Hera, he got his hook shot, got all of his swords. He also is going into Pendant Swamp, and he's also gonna get his mitts, like, yeah.
Yeah, so Zaru has Sasora checked over, and no, the shovel, Thalane checked the shovel. So only Sasora over Thalane, and Thalane has the catfish check over Zaru.
And I think Agina, right? I don't think Thalane went there.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah. But the rest of the difference is basically slightly better execution here and there from Thalane. He has executed very well the seed.
Despite having gold sword, his Argus fight was actually quite good. So no chance of him dying, which was really great to see. I guess for what it's worth, I don't know how much this ended up mattering, but like Thalane did also decide to make the early decision to go to Aga, like versus Zaru. He decided to try shovel and Saha a little bit before then. So I think maybe Thalane was able to be a bit more efficient going into Dark World.
Yeah, for sure. He got to check shovel with Stumpy, and he will either be able to check Sasora with Pod or just skip it altogether if he finds the bowl first.
Oh, that's a great point, yeah.
Also, it's very on brand by Thalane to, like, once he found the mids, to immediately head to Ice Powers instead of doing anything else.
Yeah, I was actually wondering. So right, like once you find mids, right? I think previously discussed. We had basically we have our choice of dungeons, right? So we have Ice Palace, we have Mire, and we have Turtle Rock, right? I think those are fully clearable on the table because we're just looking for the bow, right? So what dungeon I guess would be the best suited? Clearly for Thalane, it is going to be Ice Palace because
yes, of course.
Yeah, yes, as you said, on brand. But I guess Ice does have 3 items. It's also not on the mountain. I don't know. Would you be tempted at all to go into to do like Mire area, or does like the Pendant Desert kind of stuff kind of deter you?
Well, nobody's forcing you to mirror to Desert.
Well, I mean,
So-
yeah, that's true, but it's like right there, right? You know, it's.
Yes, I understand. I also find it very hard to resist it. You certainly don't have to if you have strong willpower.
Mhm.
But I think thalane will probably do Skullwoods next because the last item there is pretty free.
You did, yeah.
So
That's
this-
right. You also did mention that too.
Just the back,
Mhm.
yeah.
So would you do Pyramid?
Then
for
yeah,
that?
we'll see. No, you just do the dungeons first for sure.
Okay.
Because the bow might just be on the way for free.
Oh,
Like,
you mean
right there.
like right there? Okay, so at just shy of under 48 minutes, Thalane's in go mode. So would you be tempted to check for silvers at all? Man, this is
Well, any free chests, yeah, but the usual. So usually if I'd say free chest, I'd say like Flooded Room or Waterfall, but we already checked those, and well, it's also pendant, so we would never come back.
True.
But yeah, I think thalane is very happy with the equipment he has. Maybe minus the gold sword. Maybe he'd rather have the red one, but you know.
All fair. Yeah,
I think
but
he
this
can't
is
complain.
for this seed, like the decisions that both Thalane and Zaru have made, like I mean, I guess maybe slightly, more, in this case, slightly in favor for Thalane in that like he chose Ice Palace first, so now he's not even go checking the Mire Shed, right? What Zaru's gonna do, but still, like, man, these decisions, especially the macro levels, worked out very, very well for both Thalane and Zaru.
Oh yeah, they crushed the seed so far. Except Zaru, unfortunately, not going to Ice Palace after Mitz. But who knows? Maybe there will also be a Bone Mire.
True. Yeah, and I guess maybe Mire's is higher variance, right, in terms of dungeon completion, because you don't know where the big key is. So I mean, like, so for Lane, like, if the big key's early, he's just gonna be able to go straight to the Trias, right? But if it's still, I mean, maybe that's more of a question for Zaru. Like, does he just go straight to the boss versus, versus like keep searching for a bow, or or basically take bets, right? With in this case Ice Palace and the back of Skullwoods. Or even, Eastern Pod, for that matter, right? How often have we seen a bow in either of those dungeons?
Yeah, it certainly loves to be in Pod, especially, just like the hammer. Right. Both of them having a little bit of a party in Maya too.
Well, so many things have gone right for them. Maybe they, everyone, they gotta have something to kind of bring them back to, to ground themselves,
Yeah, it's never wrong to party for a bit.
Yeah.
When the stress gets too high.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like the big key isn't at least super early. We have to see the left side.
So what, I guess, so certainly for Zaru, it's not a go mode Mire, because he's still looking for one item, but I mean, and versus Thalane, who is in go mode, so he's just looking for the big key. Is there, I guess, a difference in terms of routing that you take? Like if you're still looking for one item, would you just put off the vanilla big key chest, like, to the very end? Like, versus, would you just go do the cutscene?
I think most people generally put off the cutscene chest for as long as possible. Basically, if you have found map and compass, then you know either an item or the big key has to be there. Unless the big key is here, then it can be a small key. But yeah, otherwise you just probably most people just skip the big key chest.
I guess maybe
where Zaru immediately proves me wrong, but yeah. Oh no, actually they have compass and map, so yeah. So Zaru knows either the big key or an item has to be here.
And I guess he's still searching for the bow, right? So maybe he's further incentivized to go back to the right side. Maybe like for another item. I don't know if if it works out that way.
Yeah. So he knows he needs items and the big key, so it makes sense for him to go here right away. Where's the lane? Oh, he wants the big key. Hey.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
maybe.
So I think the big key is there, which is very good for Zaru.
Because I guess like he. Yeah, I was gonna say because like Zara went there immediately, right? Yeah, so there's no backtracking, so he's basically a bit more efficient clearing out this dungeon.
Yes, thalane makes sure not to waste any amount of magic. That's why he shot a fire rod shot at the bot before picking up the full magic refill. So I've noticed that thalane broke Spooky when he used the lamp in like the pre-compass room, the fire room. Because I guess he didn't have enough magic to light the torches.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely
He'll lose a little bit of time there.
That's a very astute observation, actually. Now, speaking of, so is Zaru, I guess, just going to the boss? Does he know that the big chest can't be an item?
Big chest? I think he wasn't sure because like he was like shimmying back and forth a little bit at the door there. But I think he's
also on the bridge. It looks like so. Yeah, maybe there's a bit of indecision.
Yeah, maybe like for a second he thought, oh, I guess the last item has to be on the boss, but then he remembered, oh no, it's not true. But then he just decided to, go with it instead of going back now.
Okay.
Because I mean, if that boss just has the item, then he's good, right?
True.
So might as well keep going.
Is he gonna have enough magic to do Spooky? Looks like maybe.
I think he has enough for one more, but he used the boomerang now, so he can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Is he also gonna live through the basement? He has a red potion, which. Oh my god, sorry, please.
I think he'll use. Yep. Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, the boomerang has not, I think, really helped Zaru in the grand scheme of things so far.
Yeah. There was lost magic. Which might be a good thing. I sort of felt like Zaru intentionally left like the last fire rod shot for this room, and he might not realize that using the boomerang breaks Spooky. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise.
The boomerang breaks. Does it really?
Yeah. Boomerang, powder, lamp, they all break Spooky.
I don't think maybe I knew that from a while back. So I knew for sure lamp broke Spooky, and block placement without using dust broke Spooky. That's why you couldn't powder like ever, basically. But yeah, I don't think I realized boomerang broke it. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the knowledge. Yeah, Zaru also acting like Red Mill basically makes himself invincible. Like, who cares about anything? We're just gonna keep slashing with Gold Sword. Oh yeah, one major difference is that thalane having the bow. I mean, maybe not, in this case as big of, as impactful, I guess, as it could have been, right? Because it's Gold Sword versus like anything else. But yeah, like phase 2 is definitely very different with the bow versus the sword.
Yeah, the bow definitely helped there a bit for thalane. Right, so I assume Zaru will go to Ice now, get his bow. After checkerboard. No, wait, he already did checkerboard.
Yeah, I think he did checkerboard.
Oh no, the Pendant Desert.
Talk about the temptation. It's like a siren call, right?
Alright, at least we get to see what's in desert.
Yeah.
Always excited about, bonus content.
Bonus content that's not even the boss. But I don't think we're ever gonna get another NMG fight at this point because we are so like armed to the I guess like the teeth, or whatever it is, because we have Red Mail, we have Gold Sword. I guess we don't have enough shields, but we definitely have more than enough power in order to take out the boss without the bow.
Yes, and unfortunately, the moment he finds Bo, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. That's true. Yep. Actually, so assuming so let's just say in this case that Zaru does actually find the bow, before he goes to Ice Palace, like, is Freezor Chest free enough for him to go, like, or at least do you think it's free enough to go check this out first, or would you just go directly to Cold Stare?
Depends. Because he won't have enough magic to use only the fire rod in Cold Stare, so he would have to use bombos. And that loses a bit of time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that might be reason enough not to do it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Well,
yeah.
We won't see because he's going to ice now without
he's
the
going to ice. No, it's totally good. I mean, it's really good for Zaru, just because, you know, he doesn't have to, man, if he goes to, like, Pod and Eastern, you know, without the bow. I mean, okay, you know what? There's still nothing precluding Pod and Eastern for having the other bow, right? It always, you know, it's always a possibility, but, like, yeah, it would be kind of really unfortunate for him if he had to double dip those places.
Oh, Data pointing out, if he had just killed Landmos, he could have had all the 3 pendants to pull that.
Yeah. And, you know, both of them still have to go back to the back of Skull Woods, just saying, you know?
Yeah, it would be so
It's
efficient.
a free pet pull right there, yeah. Yeah, it looks like the thalane, you know, it's okay. So he has, oh man, it's not like quite like spoiler level-esque type of thing because, again, you know, he has 10 hearts, I think, you know, and red mail and way too much offense, you know, but, you know, basically he found all his items with, like, I don't know, what, 6 or 5 dungeons basically left to go, and so I think he's just right now just trying to, I mean, it's basically just execution at this point, right? And just trying to knock these dungeons out as fast as he can. Pod is not making it easy, by the way, in terms of, it seems like the big key is pretty hidden.
Yeah, surely you will find it any moment. Surely it's not in Dark Maze bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how you're supposed to route Pod in Go mode, because it just happens so infrequently. Like, do you actually just do the Bullock side first, I guess?
Yeah, you just clear out the front and then the back.
Okay.
Just like a normal full clear, basically, until you find the big key.
I see, okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
the
well,
big key wasn't in the worst location, only like the 4th worst. So
okay.
you know,
out of like
it's something.
how many? Yeah. Well, it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, there are what, like 11 or 12 checks or something.
12, yeah.
Total. Yeah. So that's not exactly quite the raving review, but yes, at least it's not the worst possible location. I agree. Yeah. All right. So that is Zaru's bow in Ice Palace. So he should be good to go. And he only has actually, yeah, just like well, almost like mine. He has Mire done when you hit go mode. But yeah, he's got he's gonna finish a Cold Stare now, and then he's got Eastern Pod, back of Skull Woods, and then Turtle Rock, and then GT.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fast time that he's putting out. Like, what's it gonna be, like a 1:15-ish? Maybe something like that. Depends on where GT pick he is.
Is it really 1:15? 15 minutes to finish up everything? Really? Man, maybe I just have a.
Maybe.
Don't have a...
Well, okay, maybe I'm a bit optimistic there, but if the GT pick is early, maybe.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, probably right. I might underestimate how long TR especially takes.
I will say though, like something even like 1:15, 1:20, or you know, like kind of like along this time, the fact that we did 2 extra dungeons, right? Or maybe even 3, right? So we did Aga for sure, and then we also cleared up Hera. I guess, you know, maybe it's not that long of a dungeon, but then we also basically did, you know, almost all of Swamp, right? We just didn't do left side.
Yeah.
I mean, so for how much extra content we had, you know, in this scene, in addition to all of the, you know, crystals, I think it's actually, yeah, I mean, I think it's actually a very, very fast time.
Yeah, just kept going. Always. Never really backtracked, I guess, is what thalane did, right? He went up the mountain and just immediately went into Penitera and got what he needed there, and then he just went straight to Aga right after the mountain, and yeah, then just did his round trip into Swamp, into Hype Cave, and then went straight into Swamp, and
he didn't even backtrack to go check Spec Rock Cave, you know? Like, he just went literally straight up, did Hera, and then came back and checked it. Like, the most efficient, I guess, in terms of actual, like, distance covered is quite amazing.
Yeah.
also, by the way, good on thalane, I think, to come to Eastern, I don't know, relatively late. I mean, granted, it was still BOGO mode, but I mean, okay, I don't know how much he considers, Eastern Middle Bikini Chest a viable skip in his mind, but it is certainly something that if you don't have to make the decision, then it's just much easier, right?
That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But of course, the Biki can always just be there. I think, in fact, it will be there because this is Go Mode Eastern now. So I wouldn't be there.
Fair. What did we even find in the first two chests? I don't even remember. We found a map and a compass?
And a compass, I think.
Okay, oh, okay.
I think I saw a compass. And if you saw a map, then I guess we found both of those.
Okay, well then, yeah, see, this is what we have teamwork. But luckily, I guess for Eastern, we found the big, so we found the first 3 dungeon items. So I think Blaine doesn't have to do anything, he can just go straight. He's not even gonna check the big chest, We're not even gonna see the vanilla silver just pop up, Just gonna walk right on by, it's fine.
Maybe Zaru can pull through.
Yeah. Speaking of the, we got the second item on Skull Woods. It is 10 bombs.
I'm surprised that none of them got them earlier. Since, yeah, like you saw, it's just go to Moth, get your item. Basically free.
Yeah. Yeah, when did we have it? Right, it was right after Hype Cake. Yeah, they both went directly to Swamp after Hype Cake. It is amazing, actually. But I guess even after going to Swamp, getting your mitts and stuff, you were gonna mirror and flute away. So I mean, they made the right decision, whatever, because they found a bomb, right? So.
Exactly. Can't fault them. Everything turned out alright. But yeah, thalane managed to skip Sasura. He does not need to walk over or had to go on the way because he's in Go Mode.
Yeah, my goodness. Actually, what do you think thalane's collection rate's gonna be? It actually seems kind of low. It will be pretty. Well, I guess it's okay. It's like coupled with the fact that we had to do 2 extra dungeons, right? But then also, I think for the stuff that he didn't do, he skipped a lot of stuff, right? Like he didn't have to do a lot of stuff. And he as you said, basically, he didn't do Saha, he didn't do Akina, didn't do any of the desert mire stuff, right? Like that, like overworld. He didn't do any of the Smith chain. Not that I guess you really have that option, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he did to skip.
Yeah, a lot of it will depend on where the GT Biki is.
True.
Like it could be like a 140 or it could be a 160. Depending on whether the key is in the first or the last chest.
Maybe Eastern Palace would be a good indicator. The big key was as upfront as it pretty much could have gotten, and so maybe GT Big Key will also be very similar.
Okay, so that means it's in Hope Room, or is it in Star Force Room, or is it in Compass Room?
Yeah, maybe
What do you
Torch.
think?
Torch? That would be nice.
That one's pretty neutral.
No.
But depending on your routing philosophy, those information rooms could be late or early.
Yeah, no, this is a good question. I'm trying to remember what thalane or what I've seen him do. I want to say he's still a Hope Room first person. Don't quote me on this, but the reason why I think this is because normally, his league teammate cohorts, whatnot, tend to go over to Stalfos Room first, and I believe he was like he's not a Dark Link user, he is a Shy Guy user or Shy Gal user. He is, he marches to Zone 2, which is why I thought it was hopefully this guy.
I see. Do you think he hasn't been peer pressured into doing the Bohemian route yet?
Thalane is, I would say he has a very sound mind. I don't think he really is. I won't say it's capable, but I mean I think he has very strong resistance in order to being peer pressured, right? He definitely has his own, he's very set, I think, on his own set of opinions. And,
yeah, true. Actually, yeah, you can tell by his heartbeats.
Actually. Oh man, that is such a good thing. Yeah. Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so yeah, so by the way, Thalane has all found 6 crystals, and that's really good because sometimes, you know, when you're all ready to go to Dark Death Mountain and you know, go finish up the game, like obviously like if you have Turtle Rock left, like that's, you know, it's still like it's a thing that it's very easy to still remember, but you know, every once in a while you forget about that extra crystal. You know, going up there it's really not really that convenient.
Yeah, and Thalane is not cheating by using an MSU to tell him whether he got all 7 crystals or not. So
True.
he would stand in front of the tower and be pretty sad. So
Yeah. I will say, for what it's worth, and you know, maybe I'm just jinxing this early, is the fact that Thalane does have now 10.5 hearts, red mail. I believe he's on his red potion. It might be safe now to swap over back to his audio because I don't think he's in danger of dying or getting the double heartbeats. But you know, we still don't know what could happen.
We have a nice MSU to listen to on Zaru's side.
True. That's very true. And you know, Zaru, like, you know, for even though he is also, you know, very well guarded, like I still think he's been playing quite well. You know, certainly, you know, the minor basement, you know, kind of like mishap adventures aside, you know, like Zaru is still able to basically pop still, you know, his potion, right, and still make his way out. Relatively.
Yeah, Zaru's execution is pretty solid all throughout.
Oh no, Thalane!
Oh no.
It's okay, you know, it's just one of those 3 out of 4 things. Unfortunately, doesn't quite cut it. Oh dear, oh no.
Oh yeah, that's the way I was
Oh yeah. Alright, this is exclusive ladder content. I cannot wait. Basically, I don't know if we've actually seen the stalling tactic here.
What's he doing? Just shoot it.
Like normally, you know, it's. Oh, it's so great.
Come on, just
This is the most unique route of the torches route that I've seen for quite some time.
Beautiful.
No, yeah. You know, Thalane was just kind of thinking about what he's also gonna do, you know, in Turtle Rock, which checks he's gonna think about, you know, check, oh, it's gonna open, where he thinks, like, the big key is right here, apparently, you know, it's just...
Yeah.
We're all good, That was a fun time. Maybe he'll get one of those, like, wristbands or something, and then, you know, have, like, a frequent, riders, you know, membership, so he can, you know, like, the 4th one's gonna be free or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, it seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him one for STL.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh, I cannot wait, man. SGL is so good. It was really cool to see, like, everyone basically in person, you know, like, on stage, basically, like, playing this game. Thalane was certainly, you know, a very, like, strong competitor within SGL as well. Really cool to be able to see him, do this in person.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be...
The facial expressions, man, are just so good. You know what? I would have loved to see Thalane's facial expression. You know, during the ride of excitement, you know, when he was trying to do torches and try to recover. I guess okay. So I think when Ari had restreamed them, you know, on some unofficial restreams before, Thalane had said that he's usually, you know, pretty unexpressive. I don't know if this is actually true or not. But you know, maybe, you know, he, you know, hams it up a bit, you know, for the restream he's on cam, but still, it's.
I'm pretty sure he would have 1 or 2 emotions there.
Yeah.
For sure.
The power of red mail, by the way, you just kind of bump into one of those like Stalfos or Pokies in order to get rid of the boning beams, and you know, it's like a little minor scratch that you don't even notice.
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, if you have red mail, you're essentially invincible.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
See, one heart there. Who cares?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, Zaru, meanwhile, though, he is almost through with Eastern, so he's gonna be able to join Thalane fairly soon up top. But it looks like kind of like, at least like in terms of execution, Thalane is. I guess by the time Zaru kind of finishes Eastern, he'll be roughly 1 Turtle Rock ahead, which maybe a little bit
Yeah.
under, right? I guess
Right around there,
yeah.
Yeah, by the time Zaru gets to TR, Thalane will definitely be done with the dungeon.
Thalane did try. Spend a little bit extra time in Turtle Rock. You know, maybe the music, maybe the track, like whatever he's listening to, you know, on his own side, right? Like the playlist, Spotify or whatever. Maybe it just was so good. He needed to stall a little bit, you know, and extend his time there.
Yeah, true. Sometimes you're just vibing to the music, and then you know, what's better than a short joyride?
Yeah. So Thalane did skip outside. Okay, it looks like he's fine. I was too distracted.
Didn't get 4%. He's okay.
Oh, speaking of 4%, so like what happened to Zaru? Oh my god. Jam, where's your emote? let me just
Zaru helping me out with my prediction that Thalane will be done with TR by the time Zaru gets there.
What a terrible set of dead rocks. Never there when you want them to be. You know, but like
when do you want them to be?
I mean, you know, when you're trying to hover over to East Death Mountain, right? Because you want them to be there to like, you know, hope you take damage, right?
Okay, fair enough. There's indeed one
like,
situation.
Yeah, but I guess there's also boulders too. That's. Yeah, so it looks like Thalane is just going to pick up his crystal, and as Zaru is going to enter, his Turtle Rock. So yeah, basically one Turtle Rock, one Go Mode Turtle Rock ahead for.
Does that include the extra ride time and torches, or?
That's part of the Go Mode, you know.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a mandatory ride, you know. It's not like something you can get out of it.
I see.
Yeah, you know, if people talk about being able to speedrun that room, I don't know how much faster you're gonna be able to get on an auto scroll or like something like that, you know. So.
Yeah, it's a very thoroughly designed room. You have to do a few circles at the top and then another one at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, you can't skip any of that.
Alright, Zaru. Ooh, even hooking over to the right torch too, right? That's actually really good. Definitely got through that room a little bit faster. Oh, you know what? So just call me either. You know, I obviously don't remember anything about Thalane's GT Reddit because he is also going to stop us from first. So forget that.
So he does give in to peer pressure.
I guess so. Maybe thinking about his former league teammates. Maybe he's also seen some of the success, that the point route has given other people who use it.
Has that happened? I'm not so sure.
That's a great question as well. We did pick up a book. I guess we'll see what's in
the book. Go outside. Maybe Eve has a key.
Suddenly Ambrosia or Ambrosia or whatever. Hey look, our second bottle.
It's empty.
Alright, we did find a small key in Hope Room for the record, so going to problem won't in this case like net as big of an advantage.
Yeah, it's already losing time.
Yeah.
Which is very normal. It's like the skulls we've seen in the seat, so.
Yeah, nothing on Lazy Kid, nothing in Skullwoods, nothing, that the Blingout's gonna yield, except for some time loss. Yeah, this is very it's very inefficient. We got a red boomerang out of it? Okay, we got Burna. And I guess Thalane has more than enough keys, and he doesn't even need like the one from compass, so or whatever, post. Sorry. What's the pot called? Conveyor
Conveyor Star Pits.
Star Pits. Okay, yeah, Star Pits, right. This one is the
Conveyor Cross Potty.
Yeah. We need better names for these pots.
I think those names are perfect.
Oh, okay, alright.
just right the way down.
You can parse this monologue next time for this.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Alright, so looks like Lane. Actually, I don't even know. I guess you pick up the red boomerang later. Maybe it doesn't automatically go into your slot.
Yeah, it's the first one you have that stays.
Okay. Yeah. Blade's also very very talented MG runner as well. I don't know how much he's run recently, but he is certainly, man. I don't. Anyway, he's very very good. So he really knows what to do with the red boomerang, with the blue boomerang.
Yeah, maybe he's just used to it. But yeah, optimally you'd want to use the red boomerang there, because you skip walking downwards, like down left.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we're still looking for the big key. So yeah, you remember when you said this could be the difference between like a 140 collection rate and a 160 collection rate? I think we're nearing the 160 mark, or whatever it is here.
Very good. Personally, I'm hoping for 169.
Oh, you're right.
We'll see if we get there.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of like a nice feature I think of the Doors branch is you get like the global counter. You kind of get to see what your collection rate is. Although maybe it's considered too powerful, I guess, in a non-keys Doors whatever seed. Like like you gotta earn your 169 collection rate. Right? You gotta be counting, as you go, right? As opposed to having something count for you.
Count every single check, that's right.
I tried that once. It's very difficult. Oh, it's just so easy to get like off by one. Oh man. Oh, really? Oh, is he gonna be able to recover from this?
So as pointed out, thalane, very experienced MG runner, so we saw flawless Amos here, as Amos. Well done, thalane.
Good job. Oh. Alright, so looks like we're gonna pat. So maybe that extra heart container is gonna be the 169th, check.
It better not be the 170th.
True.
It would just be too sad.
Alright, so the big key was behind Ice Armos, which is, I think it was number 20, I guess, if we're actually counting, but it's very far. Zaru, though, he's finished up his 7th crystal, so he is also on his way to GZ. I mean, I think even if you do Hokum first, you just save a little bit of time, but I mean, it's maybe just like one left side revisits difference, because you're still gonna go... Like, you still have to go basically all the way, right, to Ice Armos.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's still
So,
very far. You can basically not save it. You still have to do the same amount of checks, yeah. Ooh, okay.
Easy.
Yeah, exactly. Thalane has redeemed himself for a very nice, NMG runner, right? They're able to read the RNG, dash straight through. No amount of sword can help him. Zaru, though, looks like he's gonna go very similar. So I would say Thalane and Zaru, the entire time, for how they routed the seed has actually been very, very similar, right? Maybe Zaru who's just, just take a...
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say the only difference was basically the Maya versus IP choice.
Yeah.
And I guess checking Sahaswala before Aga, but that was almost it.
Yeah, it was very minor stuff, yeah. Like, the lane was definitely much more, more aggressive, relatively speaking, right, going over to Aga. Speaking of, we got some Samaria Lambos here.
Oh, it's a nice second spawn. That was spawned together.
Can you do that with Temper Sword? Basically take them all down? You can?
Yeah. Okay. Temper Sword still spins still the same damage as Cold Sword.
Okay. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Why don't we see this more often?
Because it's hard.
That shouldn't stop people.
It's also a bit slower because you have to wait.
Oh, true. That's
true. Line their spawns in the previous. Or is it slow? I mean, I guess you just sync them up with the third spawn. So I'm not sure if it's actually so.
But as you said, it's more difficult, and also isn't the success rate much slower, right, than like a normal, fire rod shots or what's it, nice box, I like that. Yeah, nice use of magic management there on the torches.
Yeah, that was cool. Ooh, and the free magic.
Yeah, free. Okay, well, Thalane also opened up Mini Helmo left, so we're actually I guess we are checking for silvers up here. Do you think he can make a 6 and 9 somehow appear in his rupee count? We are so close, man.
It's pretty hard to get 9 rupees up here.
Maybe we only have 9 check. We only have 1 check, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have. Hopefully, he won't find arrows or bombs. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No refill, but okay. So we're gonna. This is why you play casual boots, Gem. Red mail, 15 hearts, gold sword. You know, going into Ganon, easy.
Yeah. Definitely a lot more equipment than in Spoiler, for example.
You know, in Spoiler, you have no one else to blame except the pilot. Whether that pilot is you know, versus, you know, somebody else is another story, but...
That's true, that's true. Nothing's stopping you from getting that ammo upgrade on Pendant Trinex.
Yeah. Man, GT rando room for, you know, fourth sword or like half magic. We didn't see half magic escape. So, but we also, like, again, skipped a lot of stuff, you know, both in general, right? The seed was, well, I mean, again, thalane and Zaru made some very, very good decisions, but I guess it was the fact that it was late mids, right? Kind of locked us also out of a lot of stuff to go check as well.
Yeah, no Smiths, no Dark Mountain.
Yeah, actually, yeah. No Split Bunny, no Hookshot Cave. No, well, I guess we could have done Spy Cave, but who's doing Spy Cave, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that check, actually, so it would be kind of weird to see it here.
Alright, Zaru is almost over to Ganon, or not Ganon, to the big key. Of course, you know, one thing about keeping in mind for this particular format's worth of tournament, forfeiting is not to your best interest. So if you do end up, what it looks like it potentially will be a lane victory versus Zaru, if you are not the victor, the time differential between each match actually does matter in terms of tiebreakers. And if you forfeit, it's 1 hour's worth of time differential. So it's really something, you know, you don't want to have. So Zaru is certainly very incentivized to finish off the seed if he can.
Silvaro's in Turtle Rock, by the way. Possibly the last 2 chests on
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, so what did we not see in Laser Bridge? We didn't see the big chest, and we also didn't see the vanilla Vicky chest, or did we see that one?
No, we didn't see those 2. And then the last 2 on Laser Bridge, so
yeah,
I thought those could have been really.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess one of big key chest and big chest has to be a small key.
True. Yeah, I guess I don't know what the likelihood of vanilla small key, vanilla small key in the vanilla. Lava chest having small key. I don't know what the likelihood is. But yeah, you know, so thalane, he is also done, you know, he has taken his 12 spins. He will take the first victory, I believe, in this group, putting himself in a 1-0 position over Zaru and in the group. So get your GGs out
nice
in chat for thalane's, for thalane's victory. He played very well. Routed very, you know, very on point, you know, basically went to all the items, and then his execution was quite good.
Yeah, and it looks like we're joined by thalane. GG's dude.
Yo, GG Slane?
Yeah. Seed was fine. Execution was questionable at sometimes, but
it seemed pretty good overall.
I mean,
I'd say you did a good job.
Did you see what happened in TR? With the merry-go-round.
You know,
it was a high value.
Just having some fun. Yeah, we were very entertained by your execution. That is basically good execution.
So I guess in terms of your route, you know, kind of 2 major decision points came up. Which, by the way, for the record, like both you and Zaru kind of made the same decision, but I'm just kind of curious. So like one was when you're kind of in early light world, you decided to go to Hera, right, versus maybe some other options. And then the other one was you decided to go to Swamp, right, Pendant Swamp versus maybe some other option once you got in the Dark World. Any particular incentives to do those decisions versus like other things? Like, what made you do this?
Let me think about it actually.
Or was it just instinct? You know, that's.
No, I mean, I think back in Light World, I mean, I did check the like waterfall early, so Zora was kind of out of the question. Like just going back there only for Zora made no sense. Agina was like a one-off, and then I had basically I think Eastern and Saha Closet versus like the Mountain and Hera, and I figured I kind of want to do, you know, the Hera first because also it's a green pendant, and so I don't have to potentially like double dip or even triple dip like Eastern area for Saha or Eastern or Eastern, I guess. So that looked a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, you were certainly very insistent on full clearing Hera. You
Yeah.
by not even checking like Spectre Cave before going in.
Oh yeah, oh for sure.
I was very impressed by that because you know your hammer could have just been in there, but hey, it worked out the way you did it.
Yeah, I noticed mid Hera. I was like, what if hammer was just in that cave? But that does happen, I guess, and yeah, that worked out, and then I got like the hookshot, I think, and that got me Tempered Sword, right, on Eastern Mountain, and which meant Aga was in play. Then I thought about, okay, I could do like all these one-offs and or dip Eastern, right, or I could just go for Aga, and then like I clicked Aga for like a split second because sometimes I very much depend on my map tracker, right? So I clicked Aga on my tracker, and then like all the stuff like lit up in the dark, but I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go into Aga, and seems like a more reasonable play because there's a lot to do, and yeah, also good thing I remembered to do the Village of Outcasts checks before going into Thieves Town, because that's usually something I tend to forget. So I dip into Hammerless Thieves, and then like next check is Hammer, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, you've done that like 20 times already. When do you learn? And yeah, and then the route just worked out. We got Flute, I think, from what was it, Stumpy, which was a little bit weird because I kind of didn't know what to do, but I should have just stayed in Light World. But yeah, and then I figured, okay, I might as well just like clear this route, and I don't think that even I don't think even a lot unlocked in general. So I just went into Swamp. I don't know. Was full clearable.
That makes sense. You were right there.
And no bow, so part was potentially like bow locked, right? And just made sense. And I thought to myself, like, if it's bow in here, I probably continue. If it's mids, I just mirror out. And then I killed the boss. I was like, man, you know what? I already came into this place to like dumpster dive all the items, so might as well just do left side as well. And then mids were in big chest. I was like, all right. And then yeah, I guess the obvious choice of going Ice Palace.
Of course.
Yeah, very, very on brand. But I mean, like, your decisions were worked out like very, very well, right? Like earlier Aga certainly I think saved you a bit of time, and then going to Swamp got your mitts, and then going to Ice got your bow, right? Like,
yeah.
And then you smooth sailing, no execution, you know, mishaps happen. Oh yeah, what was the stuff about maybe like when you were in Mire, did you run out of magic from your torches? Is that what happened? You had to use a lamp?
Oh yeah. I mean, I got hit by the bird like on the Maya overworld, so I couldn't do sword beams in Maya 2, so I did like an additional fire rod shot, which meant that I didn't have 4 fire rod shots on the left side to light the torches. So I just did lamp.
Yeah, unfortunate about spooky, but makes sense.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Was more worried about the TR thing on the right side.
Dude, that was hilarious, dude. Like,
we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
I went around that like little thing at the top, and then when the lights like went out again, I was like, wait, like how am I actually gonna do this? And then I think I should have just gone back to like the entrance, which would have been a way shorter way than going to the bottom right and then like go back. But whatever, it is what it is. It's
exclusive content. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody do
I was
that
gonna
before.
say nobody's seen that before,
Yeah.
probably.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Alright, well, it looks like Zaru is also finished up Ganon, so definitely get your G's out for Zaru, finishing up this race. We are also joined here by with Zaru in the booth. GG's.
GG's. Hello.
Hey,
GG,
GG's.
Thalane. That was a fun and interesting seed.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know how much you kind of got to see, or maybe how much you guys chatted post race, but I mean, like in terms of just like kind of macro level riding decisions, basically very very similar. So like you and Thalane both went to Hera early, in order to, I guess, and paid off quite well with the hook shot, got you your temper sword. You ended up doing a little bit of the extra tracks I think before going to Aga, like Saha, Dig Spot. And then you guys both dove straight into Swamp for your bits. And then, after that, it was like a, go clear your dungeons, go find your bow, and then, finish the game type of thing. So, routing-wise, I think it worked out quite well.
Yeah, I have a question for Thalane. Did you get the bow out of ice first, or did you end up going to TR early?
That was a bow in TR?
Yeah, silvers are in TR.
Oh, no.
Way to read the
Yeah,
silvers hit.
So I take it if you went straight to ice, you probably just blast through everything else, because I ended up making the snap decision to mirror back from Swamp and went to Mire and Desert before ice.
Yeah, I did ice first.
That would do it. That's where some of that time's coming from. So in the grand scheme of things, when you're go -1, there's just too many awful checks that you can choose from, especially if you like, oh, well, I just got mitts. Maybe I go up the mountain now. No, thank you. Always be clearing your dungeons if you can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I came out of Swamp and I was like, okay, pretty much every crystal except for Pod and Eastern is like clearable right now. Like, what do I do first? And then I figured I'd go with the like the lane memes and just go to Ice Palace and hope it's in there, and kind of worked out. I think T-Rock would have been my next play because of like Death Mountain and like Dark Death Mountain and T-Rock. A lot of checks up there.
Would have won out either way. I can make a case for going up to Skull Woods and getting that 5-6 out of the way too, but that, again, that's kind of a stretch. The grand scheme of things is you're going to want to clear what you can, but not do too much more, because you're kind of banking on it being somewhere that you have to go anyway.
Yeah.
So you would have won either way with Ice or TR, but extra mountain climb meant I wasn't interested in all the mitts checks up there anyway. I would rather do TR right before GT. I think most people would.
I just think like Maya area, even though like it seems very appealing, because in theory you think about, okay, it's Maya, it's desert, it's like 2 dungeons right next to each other, you have Maya Shed and all that, but I feel like it's very slow for very little checks compared, I mean, okay, maybe not compared to Ice, but maybe compared to Dark Death Mountain and T-Rock, right? Like that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think the real draw of it is if you're having to do Mire anyway, you might as well check Desert while you're there. But I still see like going straight from Swamp to Ice is probably the stronger move. Just because you're right there, you're not having to worry about, fluting around all too much. You'll just mirror out of Ice anyway. And since you find your bow and Ice on this particular seed, then you're never touching Desert.
Yeah, that's true. Also, since Icebreaker, Ice Palace is very attractive if you have like good equipment. You can just go in there. It doesn't take very long, even if you full clear it. I think it's a very good choice to make.
If you're willing to skip Ice Tea, it's basically just go mode.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't even have to flip the switch. Just grab the big key, grab the bow, and just go.
I mean, I think even with Ice Tea, like what does that lose? Like a minute for a check? I think that's fine.
Yeah, a minute if you don't have the small key.
Okay, it's not as bad as people make it seem to be.
Yeah, but you could save a whole minute.
Yeah,
just think of that.
Think of the frames.
But yeah, I was actually a little bit surprised that none of you decided to do Skywoods first after mids, because the last item in there was very likely to just be free on Moth.
It was what,
it
10
didn't end up
bombs?
mattering, but yeah, I mean, it didn't end up mattering, but it's free.
They knew the value of Skullwoods, John.
Kind of makes sense too, because Skullwoods is
on.
also the other 5-6. So you do that, you can easily just run up into Pyramid if you really wanted, having been through an Agaseed already.
Yeah,
see,
that too.
See, I think like
Skullwoods
and Pyramid Fairy, like you can do that like anytime, and it's again like kind of slow for 3 items in total, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do permanent ferry, but like the last item in Skywoods at least is free since you already checked the front.
Yeah, that's true.
I
But
was getting empty.
also pretty much all the stuff in Ice Palace is just on the way, so it's also kind of free, right?
You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
fair.
mirror, transition, flute, and then transition again, and then go to the back of Skullwoods. Whereas you can literally just run over to Ice Palace, mirror, and grab the rock, and there you are. There's a bit more running involved for the one shot. You'll have to get it anyway, but I think it's better to get it while you're in go mode, or while you have less to do. You're basically going to use Skullwoods as like that pivot point to decide where you're going next after you've killed Moth, right?
Well, you have like all the crystals, and
True.
you have to do Skywoods anyway. So yeah, I mean, it didn't end up mattering. So better to just go to ice on this one.
Just go to ice. That's where the items are.
Yeah, that's what I'm praying for like the past 4 years.
I mean, you guys did both quite well. I mean, you guys literally just went to where the items. I mean, you know, like pendant. Well, I mean, whatever. There's some memes about swamp too, but right, like you guys got your missing a swamp. Had to go back for it, right, because it was the big chest. The key was in the back. And then you went to Pendant Hera versus like Eastern or stuff for those. So overall, like well routed. Certainly, best of luck to you guys both in your upcoming group matches.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for the comms today, and thanks for the restream from One Big Dunka.
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks,
friends.
Dunka.
Thanks, Dunka.
Yeah, Dunka even he put together everything, even the boss who did all the tracking for us. I mean, everything was basically automated, like, or went off without a hitch, so it was really, really nice. Nice on SU, by the way, Zaru. Like, exactly, very well done.
Very little credit goes to me. It all goes to actually Zeke Highwind put the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night MSU together. So throw it at him. He's doing a good job with a passion project that he was sitting on for a couple of years, finally knuckled down and took care of it. And it's been what I've been running with the entire Invitational, with a handful of seeds an exception here. But like, it's like my good luck charm MSU is what I feel like.
You really did a lot of good things today. So, it seems like your good luck charm was working.
Here's hoping that holds up.
Yeah, I'm actually trying. So I don't actually have the schedule in front of me right now. Can you give me a kind reminder as to when your next matches are? I see Zara versus CS2 tomorrow. It's tomorrow 6 p.m. Is that what I see?
Yeah, I get to turn around and come back tomorrow night and do it again.
Okay. And then I think it looks like your next match is on Tuesday, Tuesday evening at least for you, versus
I don't even know at this point anymore because there's like 20 tournaments going on.
That's true. I think also you scheduled all of your main tournament matches already, right? Which is kind of like ridiculous. Actually, I've never seen so many. I mean, it's just like the main tournament basically just started for groups, and then I think you have all 6 matches sorted out too. Like, just kind of crazy.
Shout outs to my group in there because they just like even before I was still in my door seat and they like figured it all out already, and I just pretty much had to say like, yeah, that works, or that doesn't work. Like they just did all the work already within like an hour or something. Like that's very cool. Usually it doesn't go as smooth. But also in this group right here in the Invitational, people have been very responsive with the scheduling. I usually experienced having to wait a couple of days for like a simple like yes or no from people, and it's very exhausting, but yeah, went smooth.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed. I think we're the first group that got all 6 of our matches on the schedule. And all I did was post an eyes emote in chat, and I'm already getting a ping from Tutor. So I'm like, okay, the ball's rolling.
Quite the contrast, I think, from some of maybe the historical events. But it's really great to see, all the progress basically for, I think, I mean, at least, kind of what it sounds like. The worst part of tournaments is actually just the scheduling part. So I mean, like the racing, part. So really got to see basically that part's at least been kind of somewhat resolved. But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much else. Any final thoughts from you guys then before we kind of wrap things up tonight?
No, just Just wanted to tell you, Jem, I like how you reel me into tournaments and then you immediately like drop out. Kind of cool, my friend.
Wow. Hitting me right where it hurts. Thanks,
Oh, wow.
thanks, man. Well, you better make up for my shortcomings and win this whole thing.
I'm
Go
trying.
get it. Go get it. I'm just happy to be here.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you definitely earned your spot. So
I do feel a little in over my head, but we'll see. We'll see.
you made top 16. You know, just like everyone else who qualified, and so definitely don't sell yourself short. It was a very good performance, I think, from both of you. So definitely looking forward to like the remainder of your races. Again, thank you, Duncan, for putting on the restream. Jam, thank you so much. It was a ton of fun to be able to do this. I hope we can do this.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, this was a ton of fun. And yeah, I have the same thoughts as Clemos. I hope you guys do well in this tournament. And yeah, thanks a lot for commentating with me, Clemos.
It is always a blast. Any thoughts from you, Duncan? Or are you just here? We'll just wrap up. See you later. Wait, sorry, tomorrow, right. Oh, one last thing. So for tomorrow, I think, what did Duncan say? So there is another match, I think, potentially for tomorrow morning, Schulter versus Tato. If we can get comms for it, I think Duncan is probably available to restream that. Otherwise, I believe the official restream is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Tam versus Orange. So I think other than that, we'll just be on a day-by-day basis for restreaming. Other than that, then, till then, have a good rest of your Sunday. Until then, have a good rest and keep watching more Rainbow. Plenty of things to go on. Bye.